Welcome to Talking Heads. I'm Andy Shaughnessy for the Printed Circuit Engineering Association. Here with me this afternoon is Doug Fisher. How you doing, Doug?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you, Andy?
Good. Glad to meet you in person.
Yeah, it's awesome. Such a wonderful show we're having. We really appreciate it.
And Doug is the CRO, the Chief Revenue Officer of Bordera.
I am. So, hello, everybody. My name is Doug Fisher. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer of Bordera. I've been at Bordera for about 2.5 years. I'm responsible for basically global sales of the Bordera software.
Right.
Yeah.
And Bordera is, you tell us a little bit, real quick about Bordera.
Yeah. Our company was developed in 2020 during the pandemic. What a time to start a company. Crazy. Our 3 of our 4 or 5 founders work for an EMS company.
Okay.
A small EMS company. So what they found through just normal day-to-day work is one of the biggest friction points that they found out very quickly was the process of costing and quoting PCA boards and PCBA jobs.
Sure.
So that process led them to figure out, hey, this is broken. We've got to fix it.
Right.
And so they left the EMS to actually develop software to help reduce the friction in the costing and quoting process.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've heard you say before that the system is broken.
It is.
As far as quoting.
It is.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, sure. So I like to start off with, it's called the RFQ ping pong game. So a customer sends in an email, a request for quote.
Yeah.
They send it in. It usually goes to a sales rep or customer facing person. From there, it goes to an engineer to look at the particular design of the board. Now, friction starts right away because the engineer can take hours to look at that design to ensure that it's going to meet manufacturing standards and capabilities of what they actually can produce.
Right.
And so they spend 80% of their time on that process when they could actually utilize a computer or AI or automation to actually do that.
Right.
And then just spend 20% of their time on exception process.
Right.
After the automation has been done. So that's one friction area of the process. The other friction areas are related to sourcing the BOM and scrubbing the BOM. You probably have seen some of the BOM files that come in.
Yeah.
They're atrocious.
Right.
So they spend hours of time scrubbing these BOMs and making them perfect and then going out to distributors to cost and source those BOMs. Right. So there has to be a different way. There's got to be a way that automation can help in that process because it can take, again, hours and days in some cases if they can't find parts, for example.
Right.
And then the final friction area that we find is labor costs. So if you're a contract manufacturer, you have to put your labor costs associated with the jobs. Typically, it's one person that has something in their head or a spreadsheet.
Right.
And so what we thought was, well, if you can automate that process, anybody can then do a quote.
Right.
Not just a high-value skilled engineer that needs to quote on it. So those are the sort of friction areas that we found, living and working at a real EMS that we wanted to solve through software and software automation.
So then walk us through with Bordera. How does Bordera address these challenges?
Yeah, great question. So we do automate probably 90% of that process today. So today, simple, you get a design package, which typically includes a Gerber file, BOM, and other design files.
Right.
You load it up into our system. And the first thing that we'll do is we will analyze the actual Gerber file.
Right.
Okay. And so some of the automation steps in there that we do is we'll create a DFM associated with that project.
Okay.
And look right at it and determine, exceptions to that process, which saves a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
Another thing that we're doing, which is really, really cool, is a lot of the Gerber files have fabrication notes or tables digitally put in either the PDF or the Gerber layers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of companies have people or even outsource to other countries the reading of trying to find those fab notes, right? And extracting those to compare them to the original design note.
Yeah.
So we do that.
Right.
Our software can do that instantly and provide not only the notes, but also the differences or the delta between what the design said and what the fab notes have said.
Right.
So you can make, again, deal with exceptions, not with the overall process.
Right.
So that's on the PCB side. And then, as I mentioned, there's some friction associated with the bill of materials and the BOM.
Right.
In our system, we will automatically scrub and map that document, put it into a good schema that's easily read by computers. And then we'll take that bill of materials and we'll source it. And we'll look at 400 different distributors if we want, or individual distributors that the customer wants to look at. We'll do any part matching that needs to be done, and we'll bring back either market pricing or contracted pricing immediately for that customer. So that's the second friction point that's eliminated, because we can do that within minutes, right, instead of days. And then further to that process, the labor calculations of assembly. Again, as I mentioned earlier, getting those calculations out of a single point of failure, someone in the organization that just seems to know them. Right. And adding calculations and formulas in our system that can automatically calculate the placements, everything that needs to be done, mount types, everything that needs to be done to actually quote the job. Right. So imagine from when you upload the Gerber and the BOM to when you actually get a quote, it can be minutes instead of hours, days, and some cases weeks. Right. So that's what the software does to make life better for engineers and fabrication companies and EMS.
And you take out the reliance on the one person there who had the tribal knowledge.
That's right.
That nobody else has.
Exactly.
But and then
and we see that more often than not.
Right.
Or they're using antiquated spreadsheets for costing.
And then the engineers can get to doing what they enjoy doing.
Exactly.
Which is not this part. They don't like the sourcing and the quoting and all.
No, of course not. Of course not. No, they want to do the stuff which they're good at, which is analyzing, making sure that this thing can be built by their company.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, you all using AI. We were talking about AI before, and you said there's a big split between the hype for AI and what it's actually useful for.
Yeah.
As far as ECAD tools and manufacturing now, where is that cutoff?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. So there's different types of AI that's being used in manufacturing today, generative and discriminative AI, right? Everybody knows that.
Right.
On the generative side, it's more image processing, image recreation.
Yeah.
They can help do that in building PCB design files.
Right.
In structured AI or discriminative AI, the uses there are parsing and classification and rules-based AI.
Right.
And that's typically where we see most of the value being used in that part with discriminative AI in the system or in the industry. When AI first kind of became popular a couple of years ago, right? The main questions we would get from customers are, well, do you have AI in the product?
Yeah.
It was like a checklist.
Right.
But which was fine. We hit yes. But the real question they should have been asking is, how are automated decisions made through your software?
Right.
And then show me the work. Prove it to me.
Right.
Again, with questions like that, it allows you just to focus on exception processing as opposed to the entire process.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When AI can produce information that's already been decision-based information that's in front of you, and then show you where they got it. Yeah. I mean, we're talking now saving hours, days again.
Right.
In that particular process. So that's where kind of where we're seeing things now. And then the third piece, which I really think is a disruptor, and not just manufacturing, but really any industry, is AI assisted coding. So like Claude Code, right?
Yeah.
So where we're seeing this in the industry is, we're talking to manufacturers every day, right? And they're smart people, right? Smart companies, and they're starting to look at building their own solutions, right? To help. They built a workflow. They're looking to building other solutions,
Right.
So, they're leveraging this AI assisted coding to do that, right? And so we, as a software vendor, have to think about these things and react and put out productive software that helps them do that. So today, where we've had front end applications that I just mentioned to help with coding, we've had to look at it and say, you know what? They like the stuff that we have, but it is a bit disruptive to the one, right?
Right.
And plus, they want to start building things. So that's fine. So what we've done is we developed an API that allows them to build a front-end app or an integration into one of their existing workflows and use information directly from us.
Right.
So all of those automation points that I mentioned are fully exposed in an API, and you use what you consume, right?
Right.
If you want this type of data, you use it. You're only paying for that type of data, as opposed to a software license or a monthly fee, something like that. So we've had to be proactive to make changes to our software to help these customers that have said, I want to build my own. Can you help us?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that leads me into one question I had was, where do you see this going for the company? Like in the next year or so, where do you see Bordera going?
Yeah. So our company, I'd say a continuation on this API positioning that we're doing.
Right.
And looking at software differently than what we're doing today. As I mentioned, most of the software vendors here are being, they're charging either a seat license or some sort of monthly fee.
Yeah.
Right. We want to put that on its head. If you look at some of the AI companies out there, what they're doing is they're providing service for consumption, right? So if you want a certain service, you only pay for what you want for that service, right? So our system now is token based, similar to what, say, Claude is or some of these other AI companies.
Sure.
So we provide you with tokens and you use them and they're replenished.
Okay.
So again, continuing with the automation of the coding process, but being flexible in offering not only front-end applications, but also an API that you can connect and use any service that you want. So that's how we see our company moving forward.
Well, that sounds really exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Sounds like a fun and creative company to be working for.
Yeah, it really is. It really makes things differently. People can just sign up for the API, put a credit card out there, start using it immediately. Right. So it's much easier service. It's less expensive than what they're currently doing. And it still provides the same level of automation that all of our other products.
And it's great that the founders came out of that industry and saw where the problem lies.
Exactly. Yeah. That was good that we had that experience and able to, first bring out our first generation product, and then move forward as the industry changes.
All right. Yeah. Well, I know we'll be talking again soon.
Yeah.
So.
I appreciate it.
All right. Best of luck.
Thanks, man.
Good to meet you.
Okay. Good to meet you. Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
So again, I'm Andy Shaughnessy for Talking Heads. Thanks for watching.